Okay, hi everyone. So this is the last installment. This is part four, the outcome. Okay, so hopefully by going through part one, the introduction, part two, the lit review, part three, the research questions or the questions section, makes sense and make logical sense as well. Now I'm gonna go over this section. So what you're going to do for this section is just pretty much address these 2 points. So you're probably going to write no more than 2 paragraphs. So don't necessarily worry about the third one. But if you do, that's perfectly fine. Okay. So for the first paragraph, all you really need to explain is what you expect to learn about your topic. All right. So you can sort of set this up now because once you do this, and then once you do assignment three, the annotated bibliographic reference assignment, where you're actually going to look for, I think I wrote 4 or 5 articles that pertain to your particular research project. And that is going to function both as your empirical evidence as well as your evidence to help further frame and develop your ideas about your particular topic. All right. So I'm also showing you how to use your sources in different ways. All right. Because this is also another thing that you're going to pretty much learn, not necessarily from the professor themselves, but just more from your own personal experience doing research and how you present your ideas in a manuscript for the professor that you're writing the essay for. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to explain what you expect to learn about your particular topic, imagining that you had already finished your manuscript. You've already done the research, you've done the readings, and then you could sort of base this point based off what you said in pretty much these 3 prior sections, right? Again, looking for logical consistency and the cohesiveness of your argument, and that's how you do that. Okay. And it could be anything from just saying that I want the reason why this research adopts this particular position on or this stance on this particular topic about globalization is because I want to know X, Y, and Z or A, B, C, right? So you come up with those points, okay? And that's all you need to do. You don't need to go more into detail other than just explaining what you expect to learn. Now, for Roman numeral number 2, now you're thinking about your audience and you're asking the question, what do I want my audience to get from once they read my manuscript? All right. So then it helps you, this begins to allow you to imagine what your potential audience is going to be. All right. But when you write this section, like I mentioned in the prior section, I don't recall which one. It might have been the lit review section video. You don't want to insult your reader's intelligence by saying something like, "I'm going to tell you," or "I'm going to so and so." You just say that it's expected that the future reader will draw these conclusions about this particular subject matter regarding globalization and violence towards women, which is the example that I wrote for you. So again, you don't want to insult the reader's intelligence. You want to treat your reader as knowledgeable and a thoughtful reader. Okay. I know this is like short because that's all what you really need to do, and that's just sort of a caution that I want to make sure that I point out for this last video. So I'm going to stop it here, and then I'm going to review the example. Okay.